Welcome to the Neal's Homestead. I'm Jeanette, and welcome to my kitchen. Today's the day that we're supposed to test our salted duck eggs. It's July the 31st, and I'm going to make old guy the guinea pig. See how he likes it. You think that's fair? We have 11 khaki Campbell duck hens, and since my family that lives up the road, my son and his family, are gone to Norway, old guy and I are stacking up eggs like nobody's business. So I had to figure out something to do with eggs. I wanted to try this salted egg thing for a while, and so I decided it would be a good time to do it. 21 days ago, I put these duck eggs in this jar of heavily salted water. Two of my granddaughters came over the day I was going to do this, and they helped me with the eggs. They helped me get them in the jar. The oldest one talked about it for a video, and we got them put on the shelf, and today's the day we're supposed to take them out and test an egg to see if it's salty enough. I put a pickle puck down on top to make sure that the eggs stayed down. And they're wanting to float a little bit. I don't know if that means anything. I'm going to give the eggs a smell test to see. I think everything smells fine. I don't smell any rotten eggs in there, so I think we're good to go. I'm actually going to take 2 eggs out of here. For now, I'll put the pickle puck thing back down in there to hold the eggs down and put the lid back on, because I don't know if they're salty enough. If they're not salty enough, then we'll let them soak longer. I can tell you one thing, it's salty because this is burning my hand, so there's a lot of salt in there. I'm going to rinse them off first, and then I'm going to put cold water in there and cover them. In the salt brine, they were wanting to float. And I thought, oh great, because floating eggs often means they're not good eggs. But then when I put them in the pan and they didn't float, it made me realize that things float in salt water. If you go to the Great Salt Lakes and get in there, you're going to float. So salt makes things buoyant. So it makes me feel better. My eggs aren't floating, they're down on the bottom. Now that I have them covered with water, I'll get them on the stove. Just in case you were wondering, my stove has burners that have 2 different sizes, so I'm not using this great big burner to cook this little pan. For salted eggs, you put them in cold water and you boil them for 15 minutes on a medium heat. You don't want to cook them very hard. Usually I would boil eggs for 10 minutes, so I'm really curious about this extra 5 minutes that they're saying to boil the salted eggs. I don't know the reason, but it could be to cook more of the salt out, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Time's up. So we'll get this over to the sink again. Drain the hot water off. Put cold water. Oh, look at that, it steamed up my camera. I'm going to cool those down pretty good, and then we'll do the taste test with old guy. Even though it's at least 21 days old, it's not peeling very easily. Try the other one. This one's peeling a little bit easier, but it's taken some of the white away from it. It's not nice and solid like duck egg whites usually are. You can see where the yolk is right there, very near the edge. That would probably happen just from lying on its side. It pretty much tore up the whites when I took all the peeling off. And this one's even worse.
Okay, Jan, my wife, made salted eggs. And I've never eaten a salted egg to my knowledge, but I like boiled eggs with a lot of salt on them, so I'm gonna try to compare what I think of the difference. So I'm gonna cut this booger in two and see what it looks like inside. It looks a little different from a regular boiled egg, but I don't know how it'll taste. It doesn't taste like a regular boiled egg, but it has a good texture and had a good basic taste to it. I don't really detect a lot of salt, but I might not be a real fair judge on that because I usually use a lot of salt on about anything I eat. But that might taste good. And that's very good. Again, it doesn't really taste anything like a boiled egg.
So I decided to have a taste. And you know what? It reminds me of cheese. And it does seem salty to me because, like you said, you and I have different taste to salt. You use a lot more salt than I do, but when I took a bite of this, it made me think of cheese because the texture is quite a bit different from a regular boiled egg.
And it does resemble a texture of cheese.
It tastes really good. I'm pleased and I'm kind of surprised, but we'll go ahead and eat the rest of those.
To treat your eggs when you have an abundance like we have been with our duck eggs. And if they keep well, I think it could be a very good use for them. They're very tasty. Thanks for watching the Neil's Homestead, and hope to see you again.
I'm satisfied, tickled too, just to be with you.